What is pussy poppin', you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another piping hot episode of Sippin' the Tea, where we
sip the tea, and our guests spill the tea.
Oh, girl, we're getting good. We're getting good. Let me just take a sip, girl. We got Miss Mama in the town today. Yeah.
Serving looks. And we have little Glitty over here. Yes.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
And today we have a very, very special guest. He is man about town in LA. Fitness, health, wellness, mental, spirituality. We're going to touch on some, some heavier topics, and we're going to touch on some, light fare and have some fun. Nikko Reyes, what's up, buddy?
Thank you for having me.
How are you, man?
What's going on?
Nothing, just a sunny day in LA. Oh my God, it's so bright outside.
It's nice.
It's so pretty outside.
It's nice.
It's so pretty outside.
Take us back.
Okay.
You're on this health journey.
Yes.
You're trainer, instructor. Has that always been like the lifeblood of you, health and wellness?
Actually, yes and a no. So it started pretty much when I was younger. I was just a wild kid, just running around everywhere. And it has really started back in high school to where I joined track and field, and to where it kind of just grew from there.
Okay.
Did track and field, and then did cross country, and then I wrestled in high school. And then
well, we're gonna have to have a little match.
We got a little wrestling match.
I was like, you think you wrestle, honey? She slams on your ass. But continue.
Yeah. So after high school, I kind of progressed with that, and then started running more and like races, and so and it kind of grew into something more. I kind of got bored, not necessarily because it wasn't challenging. I wanted to do something more.
Okay.
So I started doing triathlons, and then from there it grew to like the mud runs, to like the Tough Mudders and like the Spartan race. And so my kind of like love, I guess, in for that adventure of that like kind of rugged kind of sporty thing. So I fell in love with that, and then after that, I didn't necessarily get bored, but I wanted something different. So I flipped a chapter to where I actually joined a bodybuilding competition, and so I did men's physique, and so I trained for that, and then I did it twice, and so
And you came first.
Yes, and so, well, the first time around, I got 5th and 2nd, and then...
I mean,
that's still
nothing
pretty
to sneeze
and
at.
so
right?
it was...
Yeah, toot your own horn. I'll do it for you.
So, and the second time around, it took me a year to do another one, just because I was scared to do like worse than that, and so it took me a year to get back on stage and prepped again. And the second time around, I got 1st and 2nd.
Oh,
And so-
okay.
So it seems like you chased the challenge. Are you looking
Yes.
for something that's going to hit multiple marks? Maybe not so much outside the health benefit, but more so for your mental benefit.
Absolutely, it's always a growing. It's always kind of outgrowing yourself.
Okay.
To want more and more and more, and I think that's how we all should be. Not just like with fitness, but with everything, with everyday life, with work, with relationship. Trying to. I know there's a saying that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But how can you grow if you don't grow from that?
Progress. You talk about that.
And absolutely.
You talk about that where I read you said you're, always working to be the best version of
Absolutely.
yourself, which so I agree with you. What tips would you give people who are just starting off on their fitness journey and don't know where to start? Because sometimes people feel like it's intimidating when, it takes about 2 seconds to eat a burger.
Absolutely.
Then to actually be motivated to go to the gym and want to eat better. It takes a lot of dedication. It is a full-time job. So what advice would you give people who are just trying to start out in their fitness journey?
I would suggest the first thing to do is if you're going to do something, if you're going to start something, do it for 21 days. Because 21 days creates a habit.
Yes.
Right? And so just aim for 21 days. Don't think about, a month from now or like 2 years
Can you
from
tell
now.
them right over here on this camera?
21 days. It's 21 days.
He's
It takes
like,
21 days. 20 days. I don't know why I did that. 21 days to create a habit. But it takes 21 days to create a habit. So aim for 21 days. That's all. Right?
That's incredible.
Create a habit. And just be consistent with that. It doesn't have to be a big step, but like a simple step, literally putting the burger down, as you said, just putting the burger down, that's a small step. The smallest step can be the biggest step that you ever taken towards your goal. Anything that goes with everything, with your fitness goals, with your career, sometimes that one small step can leap you 10 steps forward.
Now, what about an
We got some
example?
sports girls.
Right.
Bing,
That's right.
bing.
Can you give an example? That's food related. What about
Yeah.
an example for fitness related?
For fitness related, maybe start if you're, let's say, if you want to get better with your cardio, starting with the walk. You know, you walk 2 blocks. You know, you start with that, and then you start timing yourself, or maybe start jogging, and from there you progress. Okay, maybe I start running. So it's all about progression. It's all about progression, even with lifting. I remember, like, when I started working out, I couldn't even lift the 25 pounds. To where, like,
Wow.
to where, okay, I'm gonna progress. Maybe next week, I'll do 25 and see where I grow, and progress. And so, always start small. I know you always have to shoot for the moon, but for these things, you have to put your ego away. You have to put your ego down, leave it at the door, and say, you know what? I'm starting. And this is better than just sitting on the couch.
I like that point,
Yes.
but your point, there's also a point of people that are scared to go into a gym because a lot of people don't leave their ego at the door.
Yes.
And it's this testosterone-filled, scary environment. And it's kind of like there's people that are intimidated by that, that may want to get into fitness,
Yeah.
that may, because I feel like I used to love going to the gym, and then I got over that whole environment of like, oh, it's just like, you don't need to be that behavior of,
Absolutely.
that's my section or that's my section or whatever the case is. How do you reason with, because you're never going to change that mentality. There's
Yeah.
always going to
There's
be
always
within a
a
gym,
stigma.
there's going to be,
There's
but there'll
always this
be a
stigma
group.
of people, like, there's meatheads, and there's
There is.
there's the yoga people, and
Yeah.
it's like in high school. There's
It's
cliques.
cliques within
It's
the
clicky.
gym.
It's very clicky.
Yeah.
But you just have to find your niche. You have to find your niche. You have to try out, like, the thing that I love to do is to try out a lot of different like fitness classes.
Okay.
So from like let's say like Barry's Bootcamp, or like taking a
Where you're an
a
instructor
spin
at.
class.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so instructor
we're
at.
gonna
You
throw
can
that
find me.
information at the
Throw
end.
it in there.
But throw it. Yeah.
I like how this
Wait, what
person-
locations are you at?
So I teach
Oh, he
over.
everywhere. He a gypsy.
I am everywhere.
He's a gypsy.
I am everywhere.
You're
get
on
around.
the corner of
I get around. I get around. That's
That's a gym, mind you. That
so-
other service is very expensive. Chuck, continue.
So I usually teach over Hollywood and West Hollywood. But what I was saying is that, you know, taking classes like Barry's, or I would do a spin class, or maybe there's so many things you can do for fitness. You can go hiking. That's a great.
Yeah, we
that's
live in
nature's.
LA.
I
Yes.
tell everybody that's nature's Stairmaster.
It is.
Oh,
You and these
That is-
quotes.
I was about to say, he's trying to come for our job with his quotes, girl.
He's like, oh, I just taken over.
nature's
Right?
gym. That's a good one. I'm
Taking
stealing
over.
that.
Oh
So
my-
this
Have
is
you
my show now.
trademarked
Next week on.
Next week on. Something that's he.
That's so
Coming
funny.
from- coming
I
for your
love that
gig.
though. I
I'm
love that
coming
though.
for your
And I
gig.
agree. I think you just need to be able to break down that barrier and do something.
Yes, just break down that barrier. Honestly, just taking that, like I said, like just taking that first step. That first step can lead you to 10 more steps. You know, the smallest step can be the biggest step of your life.
And how many clients do you rotate? So you do the classes, but you do
Yes.
personal.
Yes, I do personal
too.
sessions as well.
Do you have a cap on how many people that you work with?
Um,
Because you also have to have your own life. and,
absolutely.
like,
Right now, I don't have any of those.
you don't have an own life.
I don't have another life. But no, like, it's. I feel like I'm just getting started.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just getting started. It's not like how many clients I can take in or how many people I can train a day. It's more of a feeling to where I feel like it's just the beginning. It's just starting.
He's in his stride.
And
You're at
so
the- you're
it's
at the
just like
gates.
when you're running. You know, you start with a walk.
Yes.
Okay, you start with a walk. I feel like right now I'm picking up the pace. I'm picking up the pace of my walk because we started from a stop. You started walking. Then you're okay. You start walking faster. I feel like I'm just walking faster, and now I'm ready to stride.
This one with his anecdotes, I'm like,
Well, I also see that you do fitness modeling. So is that something that we can see more of in the future?
I would love to. I would definitely love
That
to.
body is popping.
If anybody's listening out there.
For all the listeners out there, he's ready to take his agent.
No, right now, I would love to, but I feel like right now it's time for me to give back, to help others first before I help myself.
I love that.
Mhm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, you're focusing on, yourself, becoming the best version of yourself while also giving back. So let's expand on that.
Mhm.
Beside, doing fitness, what else do you think that there is that you can do to kind of give back? Do you have anything else in the works? Or what you think the future holds?
Don't you got a YouTube channel, John?
Right now, yes, I started a YouTube channel, and so
I'm about to give these people a run for their money.
so yes, I'm starting my YouTube channel, and I have like 3 different sections in my YouTube. So it's gonna be like workout and fitness. Second one would be nutrition, and around that area, and also the next one would be kind of like a lifestyle, but also touching base on mental health issues,
So
and
important.
it's absolutely so important. It's as much as important as physical health.
It is.
And people really forget about that. People forget about that the mental health part. You can drink all the vitamins, you can do all the fad workouts, the fad diets, the 30, the whole 30, the keto, but if you don't fix what's inside your head and what's inside your heart, you're still going to be unhealthy.
No, I agree with that, because you think about in mental, it has me. It starts with me. So I always emphasize me, because you have to work on yourself. Because who are you to anyone if your mental stability is?
And before you can
there.
spread your love to everybody else, you have to love yourself first. You know what I mean?
I think that stems nicely into something I wanted to bring up. I just saw recently, I think in the last year, that you were rebaptized.
Yes.
And I think that's an interesting concept for, I'm a gay man, I'm a Catholic. That division of what the understanding and perhaps the stereotype is, and you choosing to believe in whatever and however that suits you. It's also, it seems like such an unnecessary conversation, to be honest, because I'm like, however I view the world and what my gut is should have no effect on that person. But there's still this stigma. And I just want to touch on that, because what the piece that you wrote on social media attached to that, it was pretty profound. So
I think that, like touching base on that, it's almost a tabooed, like like a weird thing to be religious and gay at the same time, or be in the LGBT community. And so, just the relationship with it is that how I see it is that God represents love, right? God represents love. And yes, it doesn't say, I'm going to touch base on this, and this is going to be such a controversial thing.
Let's sip.
Spill the tea. We're ready for you to spill the tea.
This is such a controversial thing to where, okay, so it doesn't say that a man and a man should be on the Bible, right? It says a man and a woman.
Correct.
It doesn't talk about Adam and Steve, or what people say, Adam and Steve. Yeah. But it does talk about love, right? And how I see is that we all want to stride like God. We all want to love. We all want to live like God. God loves everybody else.
Correct.
Man, woman, whoever it is, dogs, animal, trees, whoever it is. And so if you believe that if you believe to love and live like him, the Bible is just a story in the book of what happened, right? A lot of people follow that so much to where they forgot about the meaning of God, of how he is for everybody. And so that's how I see it.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, the Bible, in a sense, is just a guide.
Yes, it's a guide.
And how you interpret it. But at the end of the day, love is just love.
Love is love.
So it's like God created us in his image.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
It's like he didn't create this old way of thinking. And sometimes you can't change that old way of thinking. But it is about starting the new way and starting as young millennial adults to change that conversation.
Absolutely.
And to actually have that. Not even change it, actually have that conversation.
And that goes with like a lot of people, like what you said. Some people you can't just change their views on that, especially people like on the Midwest.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like you can't change their views on how they see religion. But
And that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay, and that's
Fine.
totally okay.
And that's fine.
You are allowed to feel how you feel, and you are allowed to think the way you think.
But respect.
By respect.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter what nationality, what race, what this. Are you kind? Are you good?
Are you a good person?
Do you love dogs? Because if you don't, you can get off the couch. That's the only. That's
know
the
what?
only person I come
You know
for,
what?
baby. What you got?
God spells backward is dog.
Oh, hey, it's a little dance.
That is so
You
funny.
are just so witty and just
I
coming
was
up with all
like, he's trying to get himself a little TV show.
Andy over there, he's like,
He
I'm
good.
watching you.
He's
I'm watching you.
good. No, I think your perspective is spot on. I think there's a lot ahead for you, and I think it's nice to see the personality. So I think you doing this YouTube, it's great to see the personality behind what you put on social media.
I just want to be 100% who I am on social media. I don't care how many likes I get, how many followers I get, but if you're speaking your truth, if you're spreading out real thing, people will feel that. People will get that.
People love authenticity.
Authenticity. Say it together, child. Come with
Okay.
authenticity.
Okay.
One
Not
more time.
ethnicity, but authenticity.
1, 2, 3. Authenticity.
And on that note,
Okay.
let's keep it 100. Are you go ahead and look down there and let us know where we can follow you? Everything.
Everything.
Plug it, plug it,
Yes.
plug it,
Plug
plug
it in at Nikko Reyes, Nikko Reyes,
Right there.
Reyes, double the K, double the fun. Nikko Reyes on social media, on Instagram, and on YouTube, Nikko Reyes. Right now, I'm working on some videos to upload, so I'm so excited for that.
We'll have some
Yeah.
B-roll attached to this, so you
Yes.
can catch that. And if we're in LA or people are in LA, how can they?
Yes, you can
hit
find
up
me.
that Barry,
I mean, you know what?
sorry.
You can always DM me.
Slide up in them DMs.
Just slide it in a DM. But you can find me at Barry's Bootcamp. It's located over here in LA, and so yeah, just come take a class and give me a high five and a hug.
Yes, so watch this space here because
I like it.
I can't wait to see what's next for you, especially with your energy. I can see like so many great things. You're more than
Just
just,
seems
Thank
real.
you.
it seems
Like it's nice.
authentic and it's nice.
nice.
Yeah.
It's very rare to say that.
I feel like
I wish you nothing but blessings
you.
and good things, because it's nice to meet somebody you can't bullshit a bullshit artist. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you are just who you are.
know,
and
you
you're not apologetic about it.
well, you take in what you give out, right? So
Yeah,
whatever
reap
you
what you
spread
sow.
out, absolutely. What you give to the universe is what you get back, and so that's what I want back, and so that's what I'm gonna give.
Yes, vibes, law of attraction
I want
over
a
here.
hug.
I know.
Can I have one?
Come in, hug it out. On that note, we're going to keep it a little saucy and sassy.
We gotta go now.
Yes.
you can
Time's
follow,
up.
you can follow me across the board at Ariane Angie and this little monkey here at Glitty Glit.
I'm Matt Dillon 1983, and it's Mama 2011. Wakey, 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 wakey. Until next time, guys.
On Sippin' the Tea. We'll catch you next Tuesday.
Cheers, man.
Cheersies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Bam.
Yeah, you got the wrong number. Click.